When I started university, I had a big dream. My dream at the time was to do a trade mission. And a trade mission is basically an opportunity to go in a different country for 3 weeks with selected members of the students, only 13, and work to help a company accomplish a goal, a business goal and that's what we call a trade mission. So for me, it was really exciting because I thought, oh wow, you know what? I'm gonna be with the best of the best. I'm gonna be in a different country. I didn't even know which one. The country was Argentina. So I was excited because Argentina is in South America, never heard about it really that much. And then when I started to discover the country, I really, really wanted to go. Problem with the trade mission is that to convince someone to go to Argentina when you're 22 years old, and they have to spend $5,000 on you for 3 weeks in a country that they don't even know if that's gonna work. So I remember working so hard, making phone calls after phone calls, trying to convince some of the companies to hire me, to maybe say that I would do not a better job, but I would do as a good job as someone internally to go to Argentina. Tell them that a country was good, that there was opportunities. It was really, really difficult. I remember during the spring break, which is supposed to be a break, all I was doing was phone calls and phone calls and phone calls. I think my mom at the time was praying that I would get it because it was insane. I was just basically, every time I had a minute, I was just making a phone call. Why was I so dedicated? Because it mattered so much to me that if I didn't make this thing happen, I would have been the only one not going. Because some people were lucky, they had contacts, their parents were able to help them with their friends and say, oh, you know, you can work for that company, you couldn't go to Argentina. Not me. I didn't have that chance. And I had the chance to really work hard to make it happen. So fast forward, only 1 month before going, can you imagine the tension? You got to make it happen. You have no other choice. I found a company that wanted to sponsor me to go to Argentina. I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. Now there's another problem with that, is that I didn't have all the months. Like some other people, like maybe 5-6 months to get ready and they go to Argentina. I had no time. I took the deal, and then I only had 1 month to get ready to help the company to have a good contract out of Argentina. The point is, I had no options. I had no options, one, to not go. I mean, that was my dream. That was so important to me. So first step is, what do I need? I need to speak Spanish. You know what? Let's hire this guy. Let's make the interview as much as I can. And I did it. Second thing, well, you know what? If I didn't go, for me, that was like the end of the world. So I had to make it happen. I made so many phone calls. I had no other options. I made the phone call. I made it happen. Now, a month before the travel, I had to get this thing done. I'm going to Argentina. What do? I have no choice now to report success to the company that hired me and paid $5,000 for me to go in Argentina and represent the company. So what do? On site, I'm in Argentina. I barely have appointments. I'm making phone calls. Hey, it's Francis. I'm from Canada, and I'm trying as best as I can speaking Spanish. I'm here for 3 weeks. Can we meet this week? We think that there's an opportunity for the company to expand their horizon and their market in Argentina. Can I see you today or tomorrow? Sure. I mean, I had to make it happen. And they're like, well, this guy's from Canada. I guess we're just going to meet him. And you know what? After 3 weeks, I had so many different appointments. And I'm glad to say that the report I brought back was very successful. Actually, they wanted to hire me after that. I already had a job scheduled, but the point is in all those situations, I had no choice. I had no choice but to make it happen. And that's what happens also with the documentary. That's what happened like 2 years ago when I did my first workshop. The way for me to make it happen was, there was a room that I had to book, and I had to find a date. I booked the room, and then guess what they say when you book the room? They're like, well, you got to give us a deposit. It's 50% of the whole cost. So all of a sudden, I have to spend $500 and give that, and there's nobody yet. I'm starting. Now, guess what happens? You're committed. You have no choice. You have to bring the people in. You have to make the phone calls. You have to do the things that you think you need to do in order to be perfect before you book the room. That's not how it works. You book the room, you make it happen. A lot of times we think, oh, I'll be able to do that once I have all those elements all lined up. It never happens. It's never, ever going to be perfect. I mean, I speak for myself, and I think I can speak for a lot of people that have success. They never had everything all aligned. They took one action, they had no other option, and then they learned along the way. They took action. And I know you already knew that, taking action, but what I'm suggesting is that why don't you just put yourself in a situation where you have no choice? So maybe you want to go to travel somewhere. And now you're saying, well, I don't have the money for it, or whatever I want to say excuse, because I think it's an excuse. You can find ways of making money. How? You book that flight, and then once the flight is booked, all of a sudden, you got to come up with the money. So you'll work harder, you'll find other jobs, you'll find other gigs, you'll find the way to make it happen because you have no other options. And I find that it's one of the best way to make our big dreams and big goals come through, because if we're waiting for the best moment and the best elements, and it's not going to happen. Like I said, my documentary, and I'm so grateful, $8,000 we raised so far for the GoFundMe campaign, and it's over. I still have $20,000 to go. Am I going to wait until I have the $20,000 to make it happen? I can't. I'm already committed. I'm going to New York. We're going to have some interviews in July, and we're making it happen. Now, I have no choice. I have to find sponsors for $20,000 to make this trailer come true. I have no choice. So this is what I'm suggesting. If you're thinking that, I want to learn Italian as an example, and I'll wait until XYZ happens. Well, you know what? You're going to wait all your life. You can wait for a long time. So why don't you just go tonight, go on that website and book it. Book it. You can't never plan everything, so book it for September. I don't care. Book it. That's all you need to do. You book it. And then it's going to be a Wednesday, whatever day it is, and you know that on Wednesday night, you can't do anything but going to your course. You want to go travel somewhere? Well, just do that same thing. Book the flight. Book it. It's done. And then you make it happen. Whatever the dream is, that's what I'm suggesting. For me is when you decide to make something happen because it matters so much to you, put yourself in a situation where you have no choice but taking action. Because we all have to take action. And sometimes we're like, well, I'm afraid. And well, you have no choice. Put yourself in a situation where you have no choice by committing to something and taking that first step. That first step, that's scary. But you know what's good after that is that once you get that first step done, you're excited. You're excited to make it happen. And you do make it happen because you have no other choice.